Good evening, and thank you once again for joining us here on Speed Racing Network. Having a few technical difficulties before we kicked off here tonight. My internet was just not having it, so I apologize for that, but we are here nonetheless, and I'm joined with Landon Cardulo out of Jonathan Byer Racing. Landon, joining me for the first time this season. Are you excited to be up here for Daytona?
I'm more than excited. I want to get in these cars again.
Oh, come on, man. You were just in there last night. You could take a little break, right? You came home with a 6th place finish. What'd you learn out there?
You got to stay together. We saw it from the Cup race. Once you get a good pack going, it's hard to pass. And then you got the teams. There's so many people on the teams. They just make their own little comfort bed, and they lead the way.
All right, well, with 5 minutes left in qualifying, we have some time to update everybody that's joining us for the first time this season on what they may have missed towards the end of last season and maybe a little bit in the off season as well. So take a look at this. There you have it, Landon. All of the stuff they may have missed towards the last half of the season and maybe a little bit of the offseason. A lot happening in these 2 to 3 months. What stood out to you?
Well, the biggest thing, Brad Herman won the truck championship. I know I was part of the final 5 in that one. Unfortunately, had a little bad luck. Me and Blair Holloman got into it. But a big racing incident. He understands, I understand. So that's the biggest thing. Also, next gen. These cars are phenomenal, in my opinion. I'm excited to see what this racing provides throughout the whole season.
Yeah, it's a lot of new things happening here, but you get a whole new season to try and reclaim that championship that you were going after last year. So you got a little bit of time before we get to that part of the season, but I know you will be there when it comes time. But let's go ahead and check out our sponsors that joined us here on Speed Racing Network this season. Silverback Tax Solutions, Sparkle and Shine Mobile Detailing, Butt Kicker, as well as TJ's team coming on board with awesome foundation at morethanAcape.org. So if you are wanting to learn more about them, head over to that website and you can easily donate over there or even just spread the word about this amazing foundation that helps out families with pediatric cancer.
Yeah, that's a big thing, and we're lucky enough to have a sponsor that supports that kind of illness. From experience, I've got a lot of family with health issues, and it's nice to see that we have a supporter that does that kind of foundation.
Absolutely, and another supporter coming on board with us this year, Butt Kicker, going to hand out some Gamer 2s out to the people that gain the most positions on average throughout the course of the season. So essentially a hard charger award here, going to be awarded to someone that just loves passing other cars. Landon, that could be you, man.
I think I passed enough cars last night, but I have to double check. I was kind of surprised there wasn't anything awarded last season, but definitely would like this from my chair, so we'll see if we can get it done.
Yeah, you and everybody else, this is one of the most sought after items in sim racing. People love having these on board. It gives them that real type of feel, which is what everybody wants in a simulation rig. So definitely going to be one to go after here this season at Speed Racing Network. But that's not all these guys are going after. We got payouts too that are going to be highly sought after. Weekly payouts all the same across all 3 divisions. $30 going to the winner in each race, $20 going to second, with third through fifth getting that entry fee
You can get stuff for your sim rig. You can get stuff for your personal car. I mean, you can buy, the spouse or whoever a nice dinner, a nice vacation. Come on. Definitely. I mean, even eighth place. I mean, I know we're all running. We all pay the same, but just it's nice to know that at the end, you work so hard, you're still getting paid for it.
Yeah, so you can take the spouse out for maybe a cheap dinner and then save the rest for you, right? You just got to upgrade that sim.
Steak and lobster.
Hey, sometimes you can get the special and it'll go a long, long way, but I think it's about that time to get out to the track and see exactly what we're dealing with out here. We are starting to grid up, and it's going to be, now mind you, this is not the official order, as we had 2 dual winners last week that are going to be moving up to the front, but as far as the qualifying order here tonight goes, Josh Marcy, the fastest car out there out of Jonathan Byer Racing, so I know you like to see that, Landon. Set 3 just to his outside.
Yeah, we got newcomer Nathan Sylvia, one of my personal good friends, in 3rd, and Seth Berger in 4th.
Danny Dow going to come home in 5th in this qualifying order. Brandon Key, his teammate, just to his outside as well.
Zach Deuscher in 7th. We saw him last season. He ran pretty well towards the end of the season as well. And then we got Richard Rico in 8th.
In 9th place, it's going to be Aaron Gerwitz. And in 10th place, going to be Kyle Spees.
And we got another fast guy over here, Tristan Bailey in 11th, and round out the top 12 is Michael Lepicki.
Yeah, so that is your top 12 order as far as the qualifying order goes here tonight. But we did have 2 dual winners last week that are going to be moving up towards the front of the race. So that goes a long way, Brandon, when you come home with an exhibition win that gets you the front row of the race.
Yeah, it does, and it's nice, with bonus points now. Starting first, you're definitely going to get that bonus point if you lead the lap, but we saw it last night. I don't even think my teammate Jonathan Byer even led the first lap. I'm pretty sure the guy on the outside cut down in front of him and then led that lap. So it just depends. I think we're going to see a lot of moving to the back. We got a long race here, so don't want to get in trouble early.
Oh, absolutely not. You got to take care of that car and get it to the end, because that is when it matters most. And I believe it's going to be a 70-lap race, if I'm correct here tonight. So it's a good distance as we see these leaders coming up towards the front. Tyler Murray and Lucas Lyons going to claim that front row that they earned in those dual wins.
Yeah, and it's going to be a good race. And like I said, we're going to have 2 different, I believe it's 2 pit stops this race. So if these guys can keep it green the whole race, we're definitely going to see some pit strategy.
Well, Landon, I asked you a little earlier, who are you picking in tonight's race?
I'm going with the number 7 of Lucas Lyons. He impressed me so much last season, running against him in the trucks, and always up there, always confident, great personality. So he's my pick to win.
It's a good pick. He was my teammate last year at Rev Racing, one of the most determined drivers out there trying to get that win here tonight at Daytona. I'm going to take another one of my former teammates. That's going to be Kyle Spees. I just know what this guy does at super speedway races, and man, he can really get it done out there. If he can get that car to the end, he is going to be one to watch tonight.
That's for sure. And you know what? We picked these 2, but we still got to worry about the whole rest of the field. Everybody's got talent.
Yeah, that's kind of the crazy thing about these races, and it's not to take anything away from anybody that's won one of these races, but it's really up for grabs, and I think that's what makes it the hardest race to win and why it's one of the crown jewels in the sport. It's just anybody can win at Daytona and Talladega, so you got to be on your A game. But the pace car lights are off. It's about to duck down pit road, and the field is in the hands of your pick, Lucas Lyons, and we are green at Daytona International Speedway with the Silverback Tax Solutions green flag. Looking to save some green on your taxes? Check out Silverback Tax Solutions.
Absolutely. And they're still side by side here. looks like Lucas Lyon is actually going to fall back just a little bit, not getting a good enough push from Josh Marcy, but like I said, everybody's still settling in.
Oh, yeah, it's going to take some time, but so far, Tyler Murray opting to get that inside lane after he was able to clear Lucas Lyons. Now, Seth Reed with a big push from the 77 of Seth Berger on that outside lane. We have a drag race heading down turn 3 into turn 4.
Like I said, it's all about that bonus point. I mean, that thing can, that 1 point can figure out who's going to be in the final 5.
Absolutely. Coming across the stripe this time to complete lap 1. The field all still really close together. Let's go ahead and follow these guys around the track with these awesome cameras that we have here at Speed Racing Network.
These cameras are absolutely beautiful. And we're still kind of looking and seeing if anybody's going to still pull out within 2 laps. We got a long way to go, still 68 laps to go. Just got to play it smart.
Absolutely, but that is not going through the heads of Seth Reed and Tyler Murray right now, battling for that lead. They both want control of that inside line because that can go a long way in controlling this race. Whoa! Somebody drives right over our camera.
Did you say the digger cam?
Oh, yeah. It's back. It's one of the best cameras out there.
Yes, it is. Man, this is, I mean, even for lap 3, this is pretty good racing. I mean, they're still side by side. It looks like first 2, Murray and Lyons are kind of separating a little bit, but we still got the outside rolling.
Yeah, that's a good line out there. There's about 6 or 7 cars. Adam Pettit back there in the 58. He's trying to catch up in that outside lane, maybe help them out a little bit more. Then he's got his teammate of Aaron Gerwitz just behind him in that 09. And then another strong car, and Vincent Cortez in that new number this year, the 23 for Tank Racing.
Yeah, I talked to Vincent Cortez earlier this season, or before the season started, and I kind of talked to him about the whole transition. He started off in the 23, so he wanted to pay back to his roots, which is really cool when you get to actually run a number that you started your sim racing career in.
Oh yeah, it means a lot to him, and that is a beautiful looking orange and blue car out there. Totally different look for him as he disappears for a second out here this year. And man, Vincent is determined to get it done here in SRN's Xfinity Series. Was so close last year, came down to the final 5. I was racing in it with him, and man, he is one of the hardest competitors out there, but wants to get that championship under his belt here this season.
Yeah, he does, and he's one of the top 30 guys in here that has a chance to actually win the championship. I mean, I watched him throughout his career. He did great in the trucks. He did fantastic last season, getting that win at Phoenix. It just plays a lot of factor of what kind of guys are gonna surprise you this season.
Yeah, and it's funny you say top 30 guys. I kind of was like, hey, that's a lot of cars for a minute. But you know what? It's a good point. Whoa, as he makes a block here, he's not going to be able to do it. Seth Reed now has control of that inside lane and takes the lead from Tyler Murray. And now the 81 out in front. But like I was saying, we had about 14 to 15 different winners in the Xfinity Series. Now we're going 3 wide here up front. I'm going to stop talking and let everybody just take this in for a second. It is a battle.
Yeah, this is a little bit too aggressive for only lap 6, but hey, these guys, they're racing. I'm not, so luckily they got it sorted out. Let's see if they can fall in line here.
Yeah, well, we've seen the last 2 nights what having team like Control can do for you up front. Tank Racing absolutely dominating the Cup Series race, and then JW Racing in their debut in the Truck Series absolutely dominating with all of their trucks up front. I think that is in the minds of a lot of these Xfinity drivers who have the opportunity to kind of scope things out as they're the last series to run in the week, and they've seen what's happened, so they want to take control of this race and not let it go. And now Seth Reed stuck in the sucker hole, like they call it, in the middle. He's going to fall way back as everybody going inside and outside of him.
Yeah, what's crazy, I think we just had 3 different lead changes within 1 lap. We got a wreck. Oh, they saved it.
Wow.
Looked like Seth Berger Heavy damage. Wow.
I think that was Richard Rico back there with big time damage in that 18 car that's sponsored by TJ's team. So tough to see that. That is some significant damage on the machine of Richard Rico. So, and like we said last night, none of these series are going to have the luxury of having a fast repair. So that is going to be a tough break for that 18. We'll see how he does if he can keep that car out there without overheating.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm one of the ones that's probably going to notice that change a lot, because coming from the truck series, we don't have a fast repair as we had one last season. But with these cars, and I believe it's all 3 series, if you get a little bit of damage, you're good. You just make sure that you watch your temps, and if you have a good pusher behind you, then you should be solid. But I'm not too sure we're missing the whole front clip of that car.
Well, giving your team, JBR, a little shout out right now. They've got 2 of their team cars out in front of this inside line. Josh Marcy and Nathan Sylvia working really well together. Nathan De La Rosa, James Kerr, and Kyle Ryan all going to try and catch up to these guys as this front pack's starting to break away after that little bit of an incident in turns 1 and 2.
Yeah, and we saw this last night, and even in the Cup Series, you get that 8-car, 9-car pack, and you got different teams in this pack as well. So there might be some different strategy going on when it does come time to pit. But it is super hard to catch up to a pack that's 6-7 seconds ahead of you, unless you go single file. But once you're side by side, your momentum doesn't go anywhere.
Absolutely. Whoa, Lucas Lyons and Josh Marcy getting really close to one another right there as we come out of turn 4. Got to be really careful as they're all leaning on each other and kind of starting that snake effect. I'm really getting worried here with how much side drafting is taking place.
Yeah, a little too close for comfort, in my opinion. The side draft's nice, but you want to survive this race, you have to play it safe. And getting the bonus points is nice, but having a wreck car at the end and not being able to finish is not where you want to be.
Oh, no, you got to finish this race to have any shot at winning, so we'll see just who finishes this race as we're crossing to take lap 10 or lap 11 once we come by the stripe this time. But Danny Dow just charging up through this field and already up to 3rd after starting 5th. Well, actually 7th once the dual winners came up. So he is wanting to get up front in that 21 machine and doing a really good job of it so far.
Yeah, and like I mentioned earlier about the staying in the pack, I'm looking at the pack right now, and the guys that are out of this pack, which they were 4.5 seconds back, but now they're dropped to 5. So we'll see when the pits come, but maybe we'll get a caution here. They stack everybody up again.
Oh, you're trying your first stab at the old broadcaster's curse, I see. Those are forbidden words up here. I like to do that myself, and then Brandon Domain will give me a hard time whenever I do. So, yeah, we try to avoid that around here, but I can't blame you for thinking it.
Oops, my bad. I mean, it's Daytona. It's bound. You think it's bound to happen, but we've probably had the 2 cleanest races this week that I've ever seen at a Daytona race in a very long time. So hopefully the broadcasting curse doesn't work for me. I bet a lot of these drivers hope it doesn't, but I guess we'll see, right?
We will in due time, but yeah, gonna have to wait for that because it looks like this field's starting to break up even more, which could be a good thing or a bad thing. That could really hurt the guys back in the back or middle of the pack that want to catch back up, because they're not going to have a shot to do that if this thing really splits up too bad with no shot at a caution coming out. And that's what we saw yesterday when that second pack, which was probably 15 cars or so, or trucks, excuse me, and they just got really racy back there, and that is the pack that caused that caution. So gonna have to stay together to have any shot at that and possibly catching this field all back up.
Yeah, exactly. And there's like 5 different keys to playing this right. So you got to get on pit road perfect. You got to execute getting off pit road. I know half of these guys aren't going to take any tires, so the car is going to be extremely loose, especially on the apron. just getting off pit road itself when you're coming into a pack is going to be extremely hard because you got to make sure you don't cut into anybody's lane. Like from that caution last night, I had my teammate Jacob Zala. He got in somebody else's mess, and that ruined his race. But then there was a caution, so he had really no luck there.
Yeah, so taking a look at this second pack right now, and this is where the big-time racing is at. A lot of side-by-side action as a few more of your JBR teammates are back here battling. You got Kerr and Kyle Ryan in the 75 and 91, and then the 38 of Jamie Plord up here too. Zach Deutscher, Bo Tiffany, a lot of big names that we're used to seeing. Aaron Gerwitz also back here. Nathan De La Rosa in that 66. So a lot of drivers back here wanting to catch up to that pack, but they are losing time the more they drive side by side like this.
Yeah, and I experienced this last night. It's the double file. If you guys, if they want to, have a chance to catch up to that pack and make some time, they have to get single file in lane. They're just slowing each other down by the side draft right now. It's just the aero package that's with these, within the series. So if they want to make time, they got to become single file. Hopefully there's some good communication going on, but as right now, it doesn't look like anybody understands that.
Yeah, it's just surprising to see. This has been the case in all three series this week at Daytona. We're used to seeing the big pack kind of stick around at least for the whole portion of that first green flag run. And, we're also used to seeing quite a few cautions as well, but not the case. It's been a lot of green flag racing here. And just see, I told you, Landon, I am the one that jinxes these. And we got our first caution of the night, looking like it might have been Zach Deutscher that was involved. Let's go ahead and take a look at this wreck replay. And there you go. It was that big pack in the second pack. And it looks like Deutscher got into Jamie Plord, Brandon Key involved. Looks like the 10 also involved. Kyle Benson. Everybody pretty much back here in this pack was involved.
Yeah, wow. That was a lot bigger than what it seemed. Man, there's a lot of good cars with damage. I know 3 of my teammates have damage, which is unfortunate. But like I said earlier, you can have a little bit of damage and still come out sort of strong. Just hopefully your motor doesn't blow.
Yeah, I'm trying to find Aaron Gerwitz here on my list. He got through there just barely. Take a look from his perspective here. Boom! It was that close to him being involved in this. Everybody else behind him caught up in this one.
Wow. Yeah, and I was watching that replay with you, and my teammate Nathan De La Rosa, it looked like he got a little bit of damage, but it doesn't look too bad.
No, so we're going to see our first round of caution flag pit stops here with Josh Marcy leading the way and teammate Nathan Sylvia just behind him in second. So JBR doing a good job so far in the first portion of this race. But Landon, while we have the time to do so, let's go ahead and possibly take a quick commercial break. We'll be right back.
Want to be a part of an established league on iRacing? A league that's competitive, fun, and above all fair? Look no further than Speed Racing Network. Originally known as Mid-South Madness, SRN has evolved into a league that can bring the best out in any given driver. Drivers work their way up through the ranks to hopefully one day call themselves a champion of Speed Racing Network. If you're interested in joining, don't hesitate to reach out to league admins to claim your spot today, and maybe you'll end up in the history books. If you're interested in becoming a sponsor in Speed Racing Network, feel free to head over to www.speedracingnetwork.com and reach out to an admin today. And as always, remember to go faster.
Silverback Tax Solutions specializes in dealing with IRS tax problems. If you are receiving threatening letters from the IRS, or if the IRS has placed liens or levies on your property, Silverback Tax Solutions can help you find relief. We have worked with hundreds of people to resolve their tax problems. If you're behind on filing your taxes, it's never too late to get on the right track. Silverback Tax Solutions can help with that also. Don't let another night go by where you lose sleep worrying about the IRS or your taxes. head over to www.silverbacktax.com or call 662-996-4357 and contact an enrolled agent today. We can help you gain peace of mind and deal with those problems for you.
With the Butt Kicker Gamer 2, what you see and what you hear is what you feel. Butt Kicker. The future is feeling.
All right, you guys did not miss any of the action. We did get a word from race control there, and that is being deemed to be the fault of Zach Deuscher there. So he will get the caused caution penalty and head to the back of this pack. But I think he's got bigger problems on hand right now. He is severely hurt in the pits, still in the pits, and getting that car repaired as much as he can.
Yeah, and it's just, it depends. You know, you push somebody in the wrong spot, you hit the wrong part of the car, and they go around. Unfortunately, not the damage sucks, but here, you know, getting the EOL, getting sent to the back is not extremely bad as if you're racing at a mile and a half or, you know, a short track.
Yeah, he'll be all right out there if he can get it fixed, but I don't think he's going to be able to do that here tonight. But we got another green flag getting ready to come out. Pace car going down pit road right there. And we have another Silverback Tax Solutions green flag out in the air here at Daytona International Speedway.
Yeah, we got the two JBR cars, 1-2 right now. See if we can see possibly Josh Marcy slide up in front of Nathan Sylvia, kind of get connected. That would be the move, as we got Nathan De La Rosa in fourth too. So it's a JBR party up there, which I like to see.
Yeah, it's never a bad thing to have all your guys up front. We've seen that the last two races, so I would not be surprised to see it again here tonight. But they're going to have their work cut out for them, as a few of their JBR teammates were just caught up in that big one on lap 16.
Yeah, and you can see how much damage that brought the whole field. I mean, we're not even that stacked up anymore. I want to say people are probably just taking it easy now since that last wreck happened, but I know that hurt a lot of cars.
Landon, what do you say we take a moment to just shut up over here and just crank it up here at Daytona?
Oh, go ahead. I love crank it up.
Doesn't get any better than that, Landon. I love these new crank it up moments that we have here on Speed Racing Network now.
Yeah, I do too, and these camera packs as well. I mean, without the camera packs, we wouldn't be able to get these wonderful sounds.
No, that's a good camera pack indeed. I was given them by Ed Shearer, and man, he did not disappoint. So got to give him a quick shout out as he hooked us up here on Speed Racing Network, and I've just been having a blast with them. So I'm happy that you guys are enjoying them out there too. But so far, Josh Marcy enjoying the view that he has. Nobody in front of him as we're coming to the stripe to take lap 23.
Yeah, and I'm actually quite surprised that the the JBR team here is not working together as I thought they would. I mean, I'm not disappointed or anything, but it'd be nice to see them, work together. But as we got another lead change for Seth Reed.
Oh, it's going to be dicey back here as they all go by. Kyle Ryan, he's in the wall, but does a great job of keeping that damaged car out of the way. It got a little dicey there for a second, but it's going to be another instance here where we might have this pack split up again.
Yeah, unfortunately for Kyle, he's just hanging on right now. Car looks beat up enough to where he's down on horsepower. But as we see here is that Jamie Plurd, and he's got a little bit of hood damage, but it doesn't seem to be affecting him.
No, not at all. And I thought that car would be done after seeing the damage that he had. But so far, so good. He is staying with the draft, which is what he's got to do. That could get him in the spot he needs towards the end of this race. So good job getting that thing fixed by the 38 crew on pit road. You see the A car just in front of him. Not sure. Oh, that's Michael Amenti there in the A car. He's got a lot of damage as well, but still hanging in there too.
Yeah, and if I'm not mistaken, I'm pretty sure that the 38 car was the one that was spinning in front of everybody. So what a good rebound for him, and we'll see towards the end if he can possibly go up there and win this thing.
Yeah, we were talking about steak dinners earlier. They might have to take that whole crew out for a steak dinner, getting that thing back in shape to stay in this draft. Whoa, Joe Ruggles back there. Gets into Daniel Keith.
Yeah, we got two guys in the wall here,
yeah,
man.
Wayne Rayborn as well.
Yeah, that's going to cause a lot of that caused a big stack up. So unfortunately, at this point, there's still enough cars behind them to where they can, get back in line and make up some hay. But you see that it looks like the 16, I believe, is missing a front clip too.
Yeah, tough day for Murray Reedy's Motorsports so far. Two of their cars having big-time damage, just like we saw JBR a little while ago, having a tough break of it so far as we cross the 25-lap threshold here tonight. And just as we saw in that first green flag run, we have about an 8 to 9 car breakaway again out in front.
Yeah, and I'm looking here, first through, I want to say 12th is about 2 seconds together, and then it just drops back to 5 seconds. So not too far apart. I know a lot of these guys, like I mentioned, they're just playing it safe, be there at the end. But as we're seeing with these stack ups and these, lap cars getting in the way, it could be a big issue. So maybe they're playing their cards right, and we'll probably see them at the very end.
I want to give a quick shout out to Logan Joyner. So far, he is our hard charger presented by Butt Kickers. So he has picked up 26 spots, started 40th tonight, up to 14th already. It might have something to do with that number on the side of that car, Landon.
It probably does, but it's when you're a hard charger and you get known as a hard charger, it makes you feel good. Just knowing that you're staying out of all the chaos, you're playing it safe, you're making sure that you're doing as a team, you're doing what you need to do. So maybe you can get up there and get some more spots and keep that hard charger.
Well, I mean, Logan was Season 1's champion here in Speed Racing Network, so not surprised to see him gaining as many spots as he is and working his way up to the front. I expect to see that 3-car racing for this win towards the end of this race if he can keep it clean, and he's working with a really good car just in front of him with Adam Pettit. Oh, the 48 of Travis Johnson, or Travis Anderson, excuse me, goes through the infield, checks up, keeps the car off of the wall. But another incident right there where somebody gets involved in somebody else's mess.
Was that a little curse? It looked like he came off the 3's front bumper.
Yeah, I don't know what just happened there, but man, good save by the 48 TJ's Team machine.
Yeah, what a great save. I mean, unfortunately, he's going to be in the back. He probably lost the draft, but you still have a clean car. Just, regroup. You'll be there at the end.
Yeah, we already see the gap back to 11th place and James Shainwolf. They are 6 seconds back of this lead group, and it's just like we saw earlier, Brandon. They're racing side by side, and that's not going to help them at all in trying to get back to the front.
Yeah, I mean, you'd hope somebody would have the broadcast on, right?
Yeah, for real. But nobody watching out there.
No, come on, guys. I know when I race, I keep the broadcast on just to hear my name, but it's just, you play. I don't know. I mean, these guys, they've probably been sim racing for a lot, but we also have a lot of newcomers to the rig that are probably a lot better than me. So maybe I should just stop talking and let them do their thing.
Hey, we'll see how it works out for them once it gets to the end of this race. But Lucas Lyons going a lap down. Landon, that was your pick. He's gotten involved in some trouble already today and now finds himself the first car 1 lap down. But hey, he could get that lucky dog right now. Raul Meza is the next car to go a lap down. He's still got about 10 seconds on this lead pack, so still some time to maybe get a little bit of luck for Lucas Lyons.
Yeah, and that's a heartbreak for Lucas. I mean, I was listening over to the, over the radio, and he's having that problem where he may have won the pole, but there's just not enough pit stalls, and there's a lot of drivers where he has to share a pit box, and it's the last pit box, and it looks like he was having problems with that, and just some black flag issues that was going on. So hopefully, what he needs is a caution so he can get it back as soon as possible.
Well, I have to imagine that we are not done seeing the cautions fly here at Daytona. Only 4 so far through our 3 races that we've run, and that is an extremely low number that we're not used to seeing. But like we said, no faster pairs and a new incident limit rule could be playing into that. So a lot of these guys taking it easy, just trying to get to the end. They know that it pays out at the end, not on lap 32. So they are doing just that.
Yeah, and there's a whole different mindset with these guys that you gotta pay attention to. There's extra bonus points being handed out. There's an incident counter, which honestly I think is the best thing, because you gotta play the race smart. You can't be aggressive and get all these, hit the wall or anything like that. You gotta save your tires. So it just all falls into one thing, and I think this will make it a lot better with the racing in this series.
You see it right down there from Race Control. The Highline Racing rookie Jesse Adams having an engine failure. His night is done in that 55 machine. So another car going to park it on the hauler and take it home and on to Phoenix, because that is where we are going next in 2 weeks, out to Phoenix International Raceway, March 15th to the 17th. Like we said, last 2 races. No racing next week, as it's an iRacing build week, and then we're off to Atlanta, March 22nd to the 24th. Circuit of the Americas is going to be the first road course on the circuit. That one always catches some people's attention. And then a new one for everybody, the Twin Rings out in Motegi, Japan. A totally different beast that nobody has any clue what they're doing on. And then we're going to be out in Pocono Raceway, April 12th to the 14th. So, Landon, what is sticking out to you the most? What are you most looking forward to?
Probably Phoenix. I won Phoenix last season with the new track model, and also it's a day after my birthday, so I'm gonna be excited for that, but also excited for the going to Japan. I mean, that's a whole new monster that we're gonna have to tame. So definitely excited to see what goes on there.
Oh, wow. Somebody gets really out of shape there in the 8. That's Michael Amenti, who comes back up in front of Jamie Plord for a little bit. Unlucky for him not catching the 38, and that is going to cost them some significant time. They might lose this pack now. Joe Ruggles just behind them. So we'll see if they're able to maintain the draft, it doesn't look like they're doing a good job of it so far with the damage on the front end of that Amenti machine.
Yeah, I mean these cars actually look really loose from up here in the booth. Not sure what's going on. I don't know if damage is playing a part of it, but it looks like they're really hard to handle.
Well, the second pack back here, 7 seconds back of our leaders, really racing back here. You got all of JW Racing, those beautiful cars from 50 through 54, all controlling that outside lane. But it's not the lane that they want. They want that lane up front, leading this thing like their truck team did yesterday. So maybe they're going to try and take it into their own hands and get to the front of this pack and maybe try to run this lead pack down. We'll have to see if they can clear the 3 of Logan Joyner and the 43 of Jack Hedgecox.
I mean, they definitely got a lot of communication to be able to do that. But I've been looking at how many seconds back they are. I mean, they're about 7 seconds right now. They were about 4. I want to say about 3 laps ago. So that they are losing time, and it's due to the side-by-side. As we get a little squirrely there, that's a little scary right there.
Yeah, they're going to have to be careful. This is not for the win back here, but I can see what they're trying to do. They want to get in control of the second pack, maybe try to run down that lead pack, but it's only hindering them a little bit now as they've lost about a second in those last 2 laps. So that front pack is significantly faster than these guys back here.
Yeah, and you can definitely tell the front pack is single file, staying connected. There is some lap traffic going on, which it looks like there's lap traffic all over the track, but see if they can navigate through that.
Yeah, Raul Meza getting out of the way for these lead pack cars in this second pack, but you know, like you said, they're going to have a really hard time running down that front pack led by Josh Marcy. You see the 48 of Travis Anderson getting out of the way and let that lead pack go on by. We saw him involved in that spin earlier when he made contact with Logan Joyner, but now finds himself a lap down, and Lucas Lyons able to clear him. So Lucas still remaining that first car a lap down. He's the second car in line behind Seth Reed up there on the high side, so he's trying to do it the old-fashioned way, maybe get out front himself.
Yeah, and what Lucas is doing, it's a smart move. I mean, he's a lap down. He needs to get a caution to get his lap back, but stay with the lead pack. Be one of the fastest cars on the track. So when it comes time, there's a caution. You're up there. You don't have to worry about passing another car or anything like that because you're sticking with the fast cars. But going back to the last lap, I was watching a different camera, but it looked like one of the lap cars almost caused a big wreck for these top cars.
Yeah, it's not easy to navigate these lap cars that are running that high lane. Daytona is significantly, not as wide as Talladega, so that makes it hard to go 3 wide. We see it happen, and I mean, it's easy to do, but then again, it is not as wide, which makes it that much harder to get by those cars that are going significantly slower than these pack cars.
Yeah, and it just depends. Aero, just everything falls into one spot. I mean, you got to make sure that the lap cars have good communication to you. You got to let them know, hey, I'm taking the top, I'm taking the bottom, because that's a big thing for them.
See all these guys navigating around the lap car there. Who gets on the apron? Oh!
And that was caused by a lap car.
Unfortunate break for them. That lap car got stuck on the apron there. It must have come back up. We're going to find out exactly what happened here. On this wreck replay, want to give a quick shout out to Sparkle and Shine, who is sponsoring these wreck replays this year. And yeah, lap car of James Kerr just kind of stacked up this field a little bit, and then his teammate Nathan De La Rosa paying the big price right here. Big time damage in that 66.
Yeah, that's really unfortunate, and as we're having a good run there. I don't know. I mean, this is hard to tell. It just looks like misjudged by the 46. I know the 75 was, it kind of stacked them up a little bit, but looks like the 46 and the 66, they were way past the 75 for that one.
Yeah, Danny Dow getting involved. Jamie Plord almost getting through it this time. Not able to do so. James Kerr, who that lap car was in that 75 machine, also involved. So about 4 or 5 good cars caught up in this one.
Yeah, and there's a lot of heavy damage that just happened there. So we'll see if they can get it fixed and get back out there.
Well, that's only going to bring the field down for pit stops one more time. I think this might get them to the end, as we have bumped that fuel load up from 70% to 75% this year across all the series. So I think that with 20 or 30 laps to go here, they should be good to go. And you see it here, the cause caution. Race control has deemed that caution to be caused by netcode. No penalties handed out this time. So unfortunate break for them whenever netcode rears its ugly head.
Yeah, and that's the biggest problem with, running virtual races, is just a bunch of people with different latencies, different internet providers. It definitely messes up the system. There's races where it's extremely perfect, and then there's races where, just the slightest touch, and you didn't even touch them, it could cause the biggest problem. So unfortunately, that we're not having one of those perfect races today with the netcode, but hopefully later in the season they'll get it figured out.
All right, well, let's go ahead now and take this commercial break that we have the opportunity to do so under this yellow flag, so we will be right back.
Want to be a part of an established league on iRacing? A league that's competitive, fun, and above all fair? Look no further than Speed Racing Network. Originally known as Mid-South Madness, SRN has evolved into a league that can bring the best out in any given driver. Drivers work their way up through the ranks to hopefully one day call themselves a champion of Speed Racing Network. If you're interested in joining, don't hesitate to reach out to league admins to claim your spot today. Maybe you'll end up in the history books. If you're interested in becoming a sponsor in Speed Racing Network, feel free to head over to www.speedracingnetwork.com and reach out to an admin today. And as always, remember to go faster.
Silverback Tax Solutions specializes in dealing with IRS tax problems. If you are receiving threatening letters from the IRS, or if the IRS has placed liens or levies on your property, Silverback Tax Solutions can help you find relief. We have worked with hundreds of people to resolve their tax problems. If you're behind on filing your taxes, it's never too late to get on the right track. Silverback Tax Solutions can help with that also. Don't let another night go by where you lose sleep worrying about the IRS or your taxes. Head over to www.silverbacktx.com or call 662-996-4357 and contact an enrolled agent today. We can help you gain peace of mind and deal with those problems for you. All right, and you guys did not miss any of the action here, as we've been under yellow flag conditions for this second caution of the race, but you can see the pace car lights are off. Landon, we're getting ready to go back to green flag racing.
Yeah, and it's not 20 to go yet, so it's not go time for some people, but but we'll see what goes on here. We got a lot of cars with some damage as we go green here.
Yep, back green here at Daytona International Speedway. Get this field all stacked up again and see who can get it to the end to get this win here in the first race of the Xfinity Series season. And a lot of new names up here as we see a few of those JW cars now. The 50 of Jacob Manning and the 53 of James Shanewolf now in the top 10. And just want to give a quick shout out to Jacob Manning. He right now is our butt kicker, hard charger, up 32 positions already, trying to pick up a few more as he's in the middle of 3 wide action. Josh Marcy stuck to the outside. His teammate James Shanewolf gonna go with him. This is some really tight racing here with 26 laps to go when we cross the stripe this time.
Yeah, like I said, for some people it is go time, and seeing these JW cars, I mean, they're working together trying to get up there. We got a bunch of different teams up here running, trying to get to first, so it'd be crazy. I'm excited to see what pans out here.
Yeah, Nathan Sylvia in control of this race in that Get Maine Lobster sponsored number 36 out of JBR in that Toyota Supra. But he's got to take note. Jacob Manning is coming to the front with big time momentum from the 53 and the 35 pushing that outside lane. That outside lane is really tight as that inside lane has a little more gap in between each car. That's only going to make the outside lane a lot faster.
From what I've watched, though, Nathan Sylvia's got a really good pusher behind him. So if I'm Nathan Sylvia, I wouldn't be too worried right now. You got some strong help, but you also got somebody who wants to win. So I guess there is a little bit to worry about, but it's still too early in the race to be pulling anything.
Yeah, taking a look on board, the car of Seth Reed. Just look at that car in front of him. I love the little Ukraine sticker there next to the JBR logo. Apparently all the JBR cars this week running that flag, and that's a cool cause to run for. Help them out any way you can and get those damn Russians out of that country.
I agree, and it's super sad to see what's going on right now, and I think we're all pulling for Ukraine, at least hopefully all of us are. But hopefully this ends soon, and we can get back to living our normal lives, and so same with the people in Ukraine.
Yeah, so just keep them in your thoughts and prayers, but kind of a nice little get away from all that. If you're joining us here on Speed Racing Network, we do appreciate you. As we have 25 laps to go, it is time to hashtag go faster. Oh, we got contact back there. It's Michael Amenti getting real out of shape, and everybody else stays out of that. That's crazy that didn't cause a big wreck right there.
What a save. Wow. I mean, I'm pretty sure he was 90 degrees sideways on that. I'm surprised. Yeah, I'm surprised they didn't cause a caution there.
Well, that didn't break up the field as much as it has in the past. We'll see if they're able to stay in tow, but you see that highlighter yellow car back there. That's the 3 of Logan Joyner, who I said if he's around at the end, he is going to be one to watch out for. So we've got a lot of hard chargers in this race. Jacob Manning, who's in the front of this thing in that 50 car, has picked up 34 spots already. James Shanewolf in the 53 already moving up 31 spots as he's now second. And then Tyler Murray, who actually started on the front row, it doesn't count because he qualified last technically, but won the duel, so he moved up. Drew Ballesteros, another JW car, up 28 spots. So JW moving up through this field.
Yeah, and I'm actually surprised that, Shanewolf and Manning, they're not working together. I mean, I'm pretty sure the game plan here is to get Shanewolf to the front so he could drop down. But if you're the JBR guys, you want to help each other, but you don't want to help the other team get to the front. So maybe a little bit of play with Marcy backing off a little bit. We'll see.
Well, I got to give a quick shout out to my co-commentator who was in the booth with me yesterday. Has a dinged up car out there, but Brandon Domain running 12th right now, up 25 spots, and in that outside lane doing a great job trying to come away with a top 10, possibly a top 5 tonight. Who knows? He could still win this thing if it all works out. Brandon Domain putting himself in a position to come away with a good run tonight here at Daytona.
Yeah, and he's got some back-end damage. That ain't going to hurt anything. Brandon's so good. I mean, it's a little confusing having a Brandon and a Landon up in the booth. So
you're telling me.
But hopefully by the middle of the season we can get that figured out so we don't get any mix-ups. But it's good to see Brandon running well. I'm a big fan. Watched him last season. He had some bad luck, but it's always nice to hear him up in the booth.
Well, with 22 laps to go, 2 JW cars, controlling this race in the inside and outside lane. It's time to try and pick your poison on where you're going to go. And Nathan Sylvia gets out of shape right there. He's going to try and save it.
Wow, what a save.
Oh, my goodness. Oh, now Logan Joyner getting into.
That reminds me of a Kyle Busch moment right there.
Yeah, that is going to do exactly what we said before and possibly break this field up. If they are not able to catch back up here, it's going to be another 7-car breakaway up front.
And they lost a lot of momentum, but they do have a lot of cars behind them, so I think they should be okay. But yeah, they'll be fine. I mean, it looked a lot worse at the time.
Wow, that was an insane save right there by Nathan Sylvia. He's still up there, that 4th car on the outside lane. He's running 6th still, so able to salvage the run and the car. So kudos to that 36 machine.
Yeah, and it sucks because you go from lead in the pack to back and probably in the middle between all the chaos. Oh!
Josh Marcy gets into Shane Wolf, and Jacob Manning sends the 53 around. Not sure Marcy knew they were down there because it just looked like he was trying to go to the inside lane, and that causes a big one here for JW Racing. Those cars getting some big-time damage.
I'm not too sure what happened there. I mean, it looks like a bad push in the wrong spot, but I don't know.
Let's take another look at it here. You're going to see Josh Marcy is that 2nd car on the outside lane, just kind of comes down into the 50. Not too bad for the 50 there, but the 53, nothing he could do. It just gets big-time damage and involves a lot of other really fast cars. You saw Logan Joyner involved in this one as well. Take a look at it from another view here.
Yeah, it looks like a side draft gone wrong, and then it looks like Marcy just hit the 53 in just the wrong spot, which sent him around. Unfortunately, there was a lot of other guys that were involved in this.
Yeah, riding on board with Jacob Manning, you see right there, he just gets hit from the side, has to take a stroll through the grass, and then all the chaos happening there behind him.
And what a save by Jacob Manning. I mean, he once you get sent down below the apron, it's hard to save that, as we saw that with Nathan Sylvia. Luckily, he didn't clip the grass, and it didn't send him even more sideways.
You see there, Race Control putting that one on the 35 of Josh Marcy, so he will have the end-of-line penalty, the EOL, that will put him back behind the longest line here. It really hurt his chances of coming home with a win after a great run tonight. Just one little mistake can end your shot at winning this thing.
And unfortunately it can, but we got to remember, I mean, there's still 19 to go, probably going to have 17 to go at the line. Still a lot of laps, a lot of stuff can happen between now and then. Hopefully they can get back up there and still fight for this.
Really surprised to see Nathan Sylvia, or excuse me, I'm trying to see, is that Josh Marcy coming down pit road there? I thought that was Sylvia for a second that was coming down pit road and giving up his position on the track, but Sylvia's still out there. So now, even though one JW car got taken out who was up front, another one shows up there, and Drew Ballesteros in that purple number 54 machine there.
Yeah, it's just like last night, you can't get rid of them. It's one of the teams that they probably communicated a lot with their truck team, see how the race run. I know they're two different vehicles, but I mean, it definitely helps a lot with the strategy.
Yeah, so we are going to take this opportunity again to take a quick commercial break, hopefully the last one of this race. We'll be right back.
Want to be a part of an established league on iRacing? A league that's competitive, fun, and above all fair? Look no further than Speed Racing Network. Originally known as Mid-South Madness, SRN has evolved into a league that can bring the best out in any given driver. Drivers work their way up through the ranks to hopefully one day call themselves a champion of Speed Racing Network. If you're interested in joining, don't hesitate to reach out to league admins to claim your spot today. Maybe you'll end up in the history books. If you're interested in becoming a sponsor in Speed Racing Network, feel free to head over to www.speedracingnetwork.com and reach out to an admin today. And as always, remember to go faster.
Silverback Tax Solutions specializes in dealing with IRS tax problems. If you are receiving threatening letters from the IRS, or if the IRS has placed liens or levies on your property, Silverback Tax Solutions can help you find relief. We have worked with hundreds of people to resolve their tax problems. If you're behind on filing your taxes, it's never too late to get on the right track. Silverback Tax Solutions can help with that also. Don't let another night go by where you lose sleep worrying about the IRS or your taxes. Head over to www.silverbacktx.com or call 662-996-4357 and contact an enrolled agent today. We can help you gain peace of mind and deal with those problems for you.
With the Butt Kicker Gamer 2, what you see and what you hear is what you feel. Butt Kicker. The future is feeling.
All right. Thank you guys for sticking around. As always, if you like what you're seeing here, please hit that subscribe button. Take this caution flag to take the opportunity to do just that. Subscribe to Speed Racing Network. That way, you know anytime we go live, and also hit that thumbs up button down there to show us that you like what you're seeing. It goes a long way for us here, but that pace car light is off the top of that car, and we're getting ready to go back to green flag racing here at Daytona. Let's see if we can get this thing done here, Landon.
Yeah, it's 16 to go as of right now, and it is go time for these guys in the back. Even the guys in the front, you better find your drafting partner, and you better start making some moves.
Well, the Digger Cam seeing all the action happening here. Too wide, about 10 to 15 rows back. It's go time.
Yeah, it is, and you can already see people trying to bob and weave through the line just to get up there. And like you're saying, that Digger Cam, I mean, you can never go wrong. If I could just lay on that camera the whole time, this whole race, I'd be happy. But going back to the front, there we go. Going back to the front, it looks like the 54's got a little bit of nose damage to that. It doesn't look like it's affecting it, but we don't know. It might affect his pushing capabilities.
Yeah, the 54 definitely has some nose damage there on the front of that car, so good eye there. But not sure if it's going to affect him too much being the front car in this pack. So, yeah, crinkled up a little bit there. Good bit, actually. That could help hurt the aero. And all that second row has. I mean, we'll see if Seth Reed finds that out, and maybe he's listening to the broadcast, and we'll jump out and take advantage of that.
Yeah, and like I said earlier, I mean, Seth Reed is from this race, he's such a great pusher, and he's a very, very careful driver, and he knows he's one of the guys that knows what he's doing. So I don't think he might know that there's damage, but I don't think it's running through his brain as a worry at all.
Yeah, well, quick shout out to Lucas Lyons, who we thought was out of it here, a lap down not too long ago, now finds himself in 7th place, battling for a win. That car is clean. He can get it done here possibly, so we'll see if your pick comes to fruition here. Maybe he comes away with a win tonight in the first race of the season.
Maybe, but we still got over 25 cars that are still on the lead lap here. It could be anybody's race. I mean, yeah, that was close. We're getting pretty dicey up here for the lead.
Yeah, that was a big move there by the 09 of Aaron Gerwitz, who was our most recent winner in the Xfinity Series. Came home with the win in Atlanta in the last race of the season. His first career SRN Xfinity Series win. So wanting to go back-to-back potentially here in the first week, finds himself running 5th.
Yeah, what a great run, and there's a lot of names up here that you just want to point out, like Joe Ruggles. Look at him; he's doing a great job keeping it clean. Lucas Lyons mentioned his struggles in the early going. Tyler Markle doing well as a lot of people.
Yeah, a lot of new names, a lot of familiar names that we're used to seeing, but we're going to find out here in about 12 laps who is going to come away with this win. Is it going to be another first-time winner like we've seen already in the previous 2 races, or one that has already won here in SRN? Oh, that 52 back there making it real dicey. Michael Larch going 3 wide, trying to get up to the front. This is going to be close. Josh Marcy closing down the middle lane right there, so nowhere for that 52 to go, but he is wanting to pick up spots the hard way and doing just that.
Yeah, and these guys know it's now or nothing, unless if you get a caution, maybe it's a good idea to stay in the back, but you never know. I mean, we can go green for the rest of the race, and you could be sitting back in 20th thinking there's going to be a caution, and you just it's a bad idea. So it depends. Do you want to go try to win this thing, or do you just want to play it safe for points?
Oh, no, you're going to try and win this thing. And there you see him go to the outside now, try to pick up some spots. He just saw Max Service do that in the 89. He's going to try and get by the 29 of Brandon Richardson and makes it look easy there. So now Michael Larch up to 14, trying to catch up to the rest of his JW Racing teammates.
Yeah, and that's where you want to be. You want to be with your best friends, basically, is what you'd call them. Just, in case y'all can get a good finish out of it. But this pack is getting very, very dicey right now.
Yeah, we're starting to see that snake effect going throughout this whole field. Nathan Sylvia getting so close to clearing the outside lane there. See if he's able to do so. Not able to get in front of the 54, which is what he's going to need to do to break up this JW Racing parade, you can call it, as they are just leading this field around here just like they did yesterday. But with all 5 of their trucks, they're doing it with 2 of their cars tonight. Nathan Sylvia is going to have to get up right here.
Yeah, and that's a smart thing to do. You want to go with the line that is producing the most way out of it. But I do want to point out there is one car, I'm not too sure who it is, but they have no front end and no hood. So congratulations to them for being
Tristan Bailey.
Wow. I don't even think there's a motor in that thing left, but I never know.
Yeah, he's running 8th right now, up 34 positions, or excuse me, up 4 positions from where he started, and just holding on to it. But right now, Aaron Gerwitz trying to get out to the front. Joe Ruggles really struggling with the handling of that 96. It's kind of scaring the rest of the pack behind him, not wanting to get too close to him. Now Seth Reed going to opt to bail on Aaron Gerwitz and go back down to the inside lane. Jacob Manning now trying to get out front, and Nathan Sylvia trying to control that bottom line.
Yeah, and this is going to be very interesting. I mean, you got Jacob Manning leading this race as of right now, and then you got Ballesteros behind Nathan Sylvia. What do you do if your teammates? Do you help the guy who's in front of you that's not on your team, or do you just back off and try to let your other teammate get in front of him? I mean, it's hard to understand.
Yeah, there's nothing that Ballesteros can do right now except what he just did, get out in front of Jacob Manning there. Nothing Sylvia could do because that was a big move. Another big wiggle back there for the 96. Not sure what's going on with the handling of that car. Lucas Lyon's going to take the opportunity to possibly make a move to the inside. And there they go. The big one here at Daytona.
Oh, we're just going to stack them up and do it all over again. So.
No kidding. All right, let's see if we can bring up the rec replay. We kind of saw it unfolding right before our eyes. Let's see it happen here again. Slow it down. We're on board with Lucas Lyons. Just gets squeezed there. Joe Ruggles coming down in front of him, taking out the 46 of Michael Lepicki too. And everything else that just happens after this is the big one.
Look like just a racing incident. You know, all these guys are pushing and pushing and pushing and trying to make it as much ground as they can. So
I just realized I wasn't showing anybody anything. So let's go ahead and take another look at it here. What I was just talking about here. It's on board Lucas Lyons right now, and you just see him kind of get pinched here between the 96 and the 46 of Mike Lepicki, and that's going to send the 96 down into the 46 and nowhere for anybody else to go. That's going to cause the big one here at Daytona, the 4th caution of the night.
Yeah, that's really hard to tell on who that was. I mean, everybody's fighting for real estate here, and especially 10 to go. You got to fight, and you got to kind of make your own room to get up to the front. And we did see the 96 looked like he was having a little bit of trouble keeping that car steady. So maybe it was, as we can see right now, it is on the 96 of Joe Ruggles.
Yep, race control deeming that one to be on the 96, like you said, of Joe Ruggles. He's going to get the EOL and give up that track position, running 9th right now, having a great race all night long. But with 7 to go, it's going to be over for the 96.
Yeah, and I don't know what to say. I mean, this race is, we've had more cautions than we have the last 2 nights, but coming down with it's going to be 4 to go. I don't think it's over yet. What do you think, Greg?
Well, anytime I think something, the other thing happens. But I think we're going to get it to the end here. I don't think we're going to see a green-white checker. I think these boys are going to get it done. But let's go ahead and give you guys a quick rundown of our top 10. Nathan Sylvia having a fantastic race here tonight in that 36 Get Maine Lobster Toyota Supra. He's out in front. And Seth Reed just behind him, running for Highline Racing in that 81, picking up right where he left off. Had a dominating season last year, doing the same here tonight. Drew Ballesteros in the 54, going to be running 3rd. Jacob Manning, who was leading this race for a good bit there, now running in 4th place. And that car with no front clip that you mentioned, going to be in 5th. Aaron Gerwitz up in 6th place after almost taking the lead here. Tyler Markle in the 42 machine going to be running in 7th place for Tank Racing. Max Service, another one of his Tank Racing teammates, just behind him in 8th place. Michael Larch, another one of those JW Racing cars, up in 9th place. And then Mike Lopicki, who kind of caught a little bit of that last wreck, finds himself rounding out the top 10.
Yeah, that's a strong top 10. And when we go back to the teammate thing, I mean, we got 3 of the tank drivers, in the top 10. Maybe they can get connected and pull what they did in the Cup Series. So, and then we got a couple of the JW Racing guys in there as well. So, it's going to be interesting. Hopefully you made friends the whole race and see if they can help you out.
Yeah, I think friendships kind of go out the window once that white flag flies in Barney's hand. So we'll see how it works out for these guys. I know we got 2 JW cars up here running in the top 5, and then everybody else pretty much on their own. So it's going to be interesting to see who works with who, like you said. But we're going to find out here shortly. We're going to take the green flag with 4 laps to go. And I think we're going to get it done before seeing a green-white checker. No overtime needed tonight. We can get this thing done in 70 laps.
I think so. I mean, maybe how about we go put a microphone up in Barney's hand, see what he thinks of the race.
Yeah, if they just had him talking, I would kind of freak out and unsubscribe. That would scare me a little bit. I don't need to hear his. Yeah, I don't need to hear his judgment. So, but yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if iRacing did something like that here shortly. But no. Barney has no opinions on the matter. He's just out there waving the flags here, and hopefully we're going to see that checker flag here soon.
I think he's probably a season ticket holder at this track or something like that.
Oh, yeah. He's seen them all, man. So hopefully he's going to see another good one here at the end. We've seen 2 great races so far in the Cup Series and the Truck Series. See if we can cap it off with an Xfinity Series race here for the ages. At Daytona International Speedway, those pace car lights are off. He's about to duck down pit road, and we're going to have the green flag out, presented by Silverback Tax Solutions. If you're looking to save some green, head over to Silverback Tax Solutions. They can help you out.
It is go time. And some of these drivers, I'm not sure if they're playing in fact the manufacturers. We got a couple Chevys up there.
Oh, big wreck!
Big wreck! Oh my gosh!
Wow. Well,
no idea what happened there.
what did I
Wow.
tell you, Landon? Whatever I say, it's just going to be the wrong thing. Let's go ahead and check out this wreck replay here presented by Sparkle and Shine Mobile Detailing. Find out exactly what happened. Oh, Tristan Bailey. Those two cars kind of came together there. Not sure who that was on, but man, nowhere for anybody to go.
Look at that wreck avoidance by Josh Marcy. I just saw that. But I do want to point out that this looks like a lot like netcode. I mean, it looks like he hit him a little bit, but it snapped his car up to the right. So I'm gonna see who they put this on here.
Try and get a better angle, see just what the race control sees from Tristan Bailey's point of view. And that's going to be on the 52, it says right there. So let's go ahead and ride on his far chase cam. And yeah, just kind of didn't give the 88 any room there and kind of forced the 88 to come up. And I believe the 88 going to be the first victim of our incident limit rule here because he kind of just disappeared.
Yeah, and I'm looking at it right now, and that's a tough break for tank racing, as I saw a couple of their guys get taken out in that. And then Lucas Lyons as well just had nowhere to go. So a lot of good drivers in that pack got taken out, and possibly their chance to win is over unless they can get it fixed up and come out with 2 to go.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot of cars damaged big time there, so it's going to only help these cars out in front solidify possibly a top 10 finish if they can just stay out of trouble. A lot of banged up cars up here too. Not what you're used to seeing here at Daytona. You see Lucas Lyons coming off pit road with some heavy damage and repairs to that number 7 car. We just talked about him getting back on the lead lap and fighting his way back up to the top 10 and ultimately paying the price for doing just that, as that was where the wreck was, costing him a lot of positions.
Yeah, and a lot of people might think, and this may be off topic a little bit, but a lot of people might think that this race is just it's just one of those races that you gotta get done, and we'll get them next week. But honestly, this is the first race of the season. There's a lot of points, like I mentioned throughout the race. There's a lot of points that you can earn during this race, and that can definitely play a big part throughout the season. I mean, if you're coming in Daytona and you're sitting 35th in points after this race, you know how hard it is to try to get back up there, especially with the strength of field that we have right now with these drivers. I mean, it's going to be rough. So the people that are sitting in the back playing it safe, that don't have any damage, maybe even the top 2, you got Nathan Sylvia and Seth Reed. I mean, they've led laps. They've gotten bonus points, and if they can come out in the top 2, then they played their cards right.
Well, yeah, I've heard Brandon say a number of times how he missed out on the playoffs by just 1 point last season. It happens to a lot of guys, a lot more than you think. It just comes down to that 1 point. So, yeah, you need to get everything you can, and you're right. A lot of people will just be like, well, that's Daytona, just get them next week. But at the end of the regular season, when you're sitting there wondering where you could have done better, you're going to look right here at Daytona International Speedway, where the big one just costs you your chance at possibly racing for that $500 prize.
Exactly, and this schedule that we have this season, it's not a piece of cake. It's not a walk in the park. I mean, we got tracks on here that we haven't been to, like going to Japan. We're going to Dakota's on the schedule as well. I mean, and Phoenix is in 2 weeks, but that track is pretty tough. I mean, there's it's a short track basically, so you just got to be smart.
Well, there you see it, just what we thought happened. Tristan Bailey, the first victim of the incident limit rule, catching those 17 incident points. He has been disqualified in that 88 machine after running in the top 10. Tough break for Tristan Bailey and Murray Reedy Motorsports.
Yeah, and fortunately, like we mentioned earlier, this is the start. This is the first time this season or any of the seasons that we're going to the incident counter. So unfortunately, some of the guys that didn't want to be involved that are getting a part of that disqualification from that. It sucks, but I don't know.
Well, pace car lights are off. We're going to try and finish this thing under green-white checker conditions. The first attempt at an overtime here at Daytona, and our first one of the week, I do believe, here at SRN. So pace car peels off, and we have another Silverback Tax Solutions green flag here at Daytona. Let's see who gets it done here, if we can get it done before we cross the stripe and take that white flag.
Yeah, it's anyone's race as of right now. I mean, you got the two teammates sitting third and fourth right now, so maybe they can gain up on it with each other and try to make some moves, but like I said, it's anybody's race. We'll see what goes on.
Well, Nathan Sylvia leads that inside line, followed by Drew Ballesteros. Seth Reed leading the outside line, followed by Jacob Manning. So these JW cars want to get out front, but nowhere they can go. Tyler Markle and Aaron Gerwitz in that third row. So we're going to see who does what, see if someone takes it 3 wide to get out in front. But so far, coming to the stripe to take the white flag, he's going to get it in hand and wave it out there. 1 lap to go.
Yeah, and there is no cushion right here. You got to be pushing that guy in front of you no matter what happens to your car or the guy in front of you. I mean, it is the last lap at Daytona.
Well, coming out of 2, Nathan Sylvia going to still have the lead, but Seth Reed gets a good push from Jacob Manning and Gerwitz and Markle out there. 4 cars to the outside, just 2 with the 24 of Taylor Smith trying to catch up. Seth Reed's going to clear Sylvia. That's going to give Jacob Manning a look to the outside. We'll see if that hurts Seth Reed or if the 81 can hang on. Coming out of 4, he's going to get a big push from Sylvia, who's all over the back bumper. I don't think anyone's going to have anything for him. Seth Reed is going to come away the winner here tonight at Daytona.
Wow, what a finish. Seth Reed played his cards right. What a pass, what a finish, wow. You see that race for second?
I did, and Sylvia got turned through the grass, but still pulls it home in second place. Essentially a tie almost. You see them both finishing 0.06 of a second behind Seth Reed. But man, I know he is going to be excited to get that monkey off the back here at the beginning of the season. You see them just wiggling the car around. It's going to be a fun celebration here for that 81 Brewdog machine.
Yeah, wow. And I also want to point out Jacob Manning in third. I think he pretty much secured that Hard Charger award there.
Yes, he did actually. Actually, Raul Mesa picked up more spots than him. He picked up 33 spots after starting 43rd. Comes home in 10th tonight. So a lot. Actually, Taylor Smith, I'm just now seeing, has picked up the most spots. He picked up 35.
Oh wow!
6th. So a lot of Hard Chargers.
Its own than that one.
Yeah. Each time I say one, I find another that's picked up more positions. I don't think you can pick up many more than that. But yeah, a lot of guys.
Think so.
Picking it up here, but the one that picked up the most that mattered, Seth Reed picking up only 3 spots. He started the race in 4th, I do believe. Comes home our winner here tonight.
Yeah, what a strong, solid night for Seth Reed, and even going back to Nathan Sylvia and Jacob Manning and Drew Ballesteros. I mean, they kept it clean. They played it smart. Even running to the top, they didn't over push. They didn't do anything where they shouldn't have, and look where they are.
Well, he's going to celebrate with his teammate right now, Wayne Rayborn, out in front of him. Let's go on board and just have a good old time here with Seth Reed, our winner here at Daytona. What an amazing week here to kick off the SRN season and cap it off with the 81 in victory lane.
And I feel like that's something we're going to see a lot of this season with the 81. I mean, he was so fast last season, and he's picking up his speed. So I wouldn't sleep on the 81 for the playoffs.
Yeah, he's not wanting to give up the whole celebration yet. Just keeps giving it a little more life here. But I think he is done as far as the donuts go. But now he's going to have to go ahead and park that thing in victory lane and wear about 20 caps and take a bunch of pictures here. But before we get to that, let's go ahead and give a rundown of our results here tonight. Seth Reed, your winner for Highline Racing. Nathan Sylvia almost comes home with it, but not able to get it done. Comes home in second. And then Jacob Manning going to round out the top three. Drew Ballesteros comes home in fourth. And Aaron Gerwitz going to round out our top five.
And we got Taylor Smith in sixth. Good run for him. Tyler Markle in seventh with Tank Racing. In eighth place, we got Bo Tiffany. That's a name that will definitely come up later on in the seasoning. Michael Mini in ninth. And rounding out the top 10, we got Raul Meza.
Yeah, in 11th, Joe Ruggles still coming home in 11th after that EOL penalty. So great rebound by the 96. Brandon Domain, who we mentioned got caught up in a wreck there at the end too, salvages a 12th place finish. Danny Dow with a banged up car comes home 13th. And just about everybody in this field had a banged up car. 14th going to be Kyle Spees, and 15th going to go to Daniel Keith Jr.
Yeah, in 16th, we got Adam Pettit for Revved Racing. 17th, Nathan De La Rosa. I know he had some damage throughout the race, but managed to come home in the top 20. 18th, we got Tyler Murray. 19th, Brandon Richardson for Tank Racing. And then rounding out the top 20, we have Seth Berger, another Tank Racing driver.
Absolutely. So let's go ahead, track down Jacob Manning here in the Discord. And he's not there. Oh, he's already waiting in the broadcast, waiting. I got to get used to that.
He came prepared.
Jacob Manning, congratulations. It's Greg Olenek and Landon Cardulo coming home in third place tonight. A great run as you led a lot of laps out there. Tell us how it feels in your debut here at SRN to finish on a podium.
Hey guys, how's it going? It feels good actually for Daytona, where you don't know what is going to happen at all. You don't know if you're going to wreck out. You don't know where you're going to finish, and you just kind of got to let it play out. And it played out. We stuck at the end for a while there, running as a team, and then it just, the cautions worked our way somehow, and moved our way to the front. Led some laps with Shane, and then we had some technical issues go on. But still really proud to finish third. That was awesome.
Landon, do you got anything for our buddy here, Jacob?
I do. I mean, it was a blast watching you guys with you and your team. What was going through your head when you saw the 30, I would say the 35 of Josh Marcy get into you on that? Were you panicking at all? I mean, did it feel like you were gonna spin out? I mean, what was your thoughts?
Well, at first I was like, what happened? I was more confused. I thought I got hooked or something because there was just no room there. I'm not quite sure what happened, if I'm being honest. No panic, really. It was just kind of like let's try and gather it up and keep going. So, turn the wheel to the right, saved it a little bit, and tried to keep from hitting anyone and spinning through the grass. So, did a good job at that.
You did a great job all night long. Moved that 50 machine up 32 positions. A lot of you guys started in the back and moved your way up to the front. But before we let you go and celebrate with your team, you got any friends, any family, any sponsors you want to give a quick shout out to?
Well, first and foremost, we got the team sponsors. They're the people that make this happen. We got Rogue Energy, which you can use 10% code off, JW Racing, Saloon Door Sports, Mirrored Mechanical, Rufus Sport, and a huge thank you to Justin Rideout, especially for making this team happen. It wouldn't happen without him. So huge thanks to him.
Awesome, man. Well, we look forward to seeing what you can do as the rest of this season unfolds. We'll see you back out in Phoenix, kind of a good time off next week, and then get back at it in 2 weeks, bud. Have fun.
I will. Thank you.
All right, well, that was Jacob Manning coming home in third in his first race here on SRN. But let's go ahead and get to the man that came home in second, Nathan Sylvia. It's Greg Olenek and your teammate Landon Cardullo up here in the booth. Congrats on the runner-up, man. I know you probably wanted one more position, but, man, second is nothing to write home about. So congrats on that. Tell us how you're feeling after that intense finish to this race.
Oh, dude, I'm feeling great, man. You know, there was a few close calls when Marcel getting with I think it was the 54, made me need a new pair of pants, you know. But I didn't think that they're going to get that much of a run on the outside on the last lap when Seth passed me.
Landon, you got anything for our buddy here, your teammate, Nathan?
Nathan, hey, second place. That's pretty good for your first race. You went out there, you led a lot of laps. What's your game plan for the rest of the season? How do you think you're gonna do?
Dude, finishing second, starting off the season great. You know, I gotta let everyone know that I'm here to win races.
I like that attitude.
Well, I think they learned that today. You led a lot of laps out there. I didn't know who you were, but now I know because you put that car up front, gave your sponsor a lot of face time, and with that, you got any friends or family or any other sponsors you want to give a quick shout out to?
Well, I would like to first thank Jacob and Landon for getting me onto JBR, get Maine Lobster, and in Chicago Heights, Star Tool, and Die Works.
Yeah, I know you got a lot of sponsors over there at JBR. You're going to have to get used to naming those things off because you are looking like you might be up here quite a bit. So congrats again, man, and we look forward to seeing what you can do out in Phoenix. Go have fun celebrating with your team and all your family.
Hey, thanks, guys.
All right, that was Nathan Sylvia. Landon's teammate coming home in second for JBR, but let's get to the man of the hour. Let's bring Seth Reed up here in the booth. Seth, it's Greg Olenek and Landon Cardullo. Congrats on the win here at Daytona. Tell us how it feels to get that monkey off your back early on in the season.
Hey, thanks, guys. Oh my God, it feels so amazing. I feel like I could have had a chance to win 7 races last year. I took myself out every single one of them, so. I just knew if I didn't mess up pit road, I could at least have a chance at the end, and I did. So, man, it was a good race up front. It was really fun.
Landon, you got anything for our buddy here, Seth?
I mean, I don't really have any questions for you, but I just want to say congratulations. I was talking good about you the whole race, saying that you're just one of those drivers that's calm and collective and a great pusher at these restrictor plates. So again, it was great watching you out there, and just congratulations on the win.
Thanks, man. Hey, Greg, I missed you out on the track, but good job in the booth. I watched last night's race, and it was a good presentation for sure.
Hey, man, that means a lot coming from you. We raced a lot last year. Came down to us to make it to the final 5, and, man, it was a tight race. I always had a blast running with you, man. Just, you said you screwed yourself over a lot last season. Did you work in the off season to kind of, just focus a little bit better there towards the end, get yourself in position to win these things, and now coming home with the win in the first race of the season, what's changed?
Nothing on the racetrack. I know I have speed everywhere I go. I just figure out the line, and I know how to take care of my tires, and I practice that all week. But I'm not used to pitting. Like that's been my Achilles heel last year. Is I would lose spots on pit road just naturally, and then I'd force it, and then I'd be speeding. So. Or I missed my pit stall. Like Phoenix, I should have won that race. I took myself out of it. Atlanta, I was leading, took myself out of it. Texas was running second, took myself out of it, and restarted 10th and got damaged. 3 races in a row at the end of the season. And I feel like I should have won the championship based on my speed, but I had to put the package together. So I really practiced pit road quite a bit this off season. I mean that's practically all I did on the practice for tonight's race was just pit road, and getting into my box. So I knew that last caution when I came into pit. I had to get in, get out, make no mistakes, and I knew I'd have a good shot at it. So I finally put a whole race together, man. Feels so good.
Well, hopefully you didn't just show your cards to the whole field because, yeah, you're right. Pit road does go so far and getting that thing to the end. But you mentioned some races we have coming up here. Phoenix and Atlanta, that's 2 weeks away. That's our next race in Phoenix. And then the fourth race of the season is going to be at Atlanta. So the field might be in trouble here if Seth Reed has put this package together. But Seth, congratulations, man. Before we let you go, you got any friends, any family, any sponsors you want to give a quick shout out to?
Yeah, I want to thank BrewDog. They have a great beer if anyone's interested. It's a grapefruit IPA. My boy Bryce has been watching some of my races, and I think he tuned in tonight to watch. So shout out to him and honestly, you guys, my teammates, and everyone in this league. Like, this is one of the most competitive leagues, and every driver has a shot to win every single week, and we saw that last year with 20 different winners in the first 20 races. So, just this league in general is just so competitive, and I love racing in it.
All right, man. Well, we love seeing you out there. Congrats on the win here tonight. Have fun celebrating with the team, the family, and all the friends. And I guess you're going to have your buddy tune in every week. And so
Right.
it might be your good luck charm. But go have fun celebrating, man. Have a good night. We'll see you out in Phoenix.
Thanks, guys. Talk to you in 2 weeks.
All right, buddy. Well, Seth Reed comes home in first, Landon. We are done here at Daytona International Speedway. Are you ready to go on to Phoenix?
I sure am. I mean, this race was a blast to watch. There's some ups and downs for some drivers, but all in all, what a great race. I mean, again, I can't say enough that these drivers are just so talented in this series, and I'm excited to see, who's going to be up in the top the rest of the season, even in 2 weeks. I mean, we have a week and a half basically to practice for Phoenix. So some of those drivers that think, hey, I'm not too good at Phoenix. Well, you definitely have enough time to get yourself ready. So it's going to be exciting. What about you, Greg?
Oh, I'm absolutely just thrilled to be started, with this season of SRN. I had a nice long vacation before we kick it off. Now I'm all rejuvenized, ready to go. And it kind of hurt a little bit to hear Seth say you miss me out there, man. I miss being out there with these guys, but just being able to keep the tradition of this broadcast alive and, the awesome racing and just the awesome talent and just the amazing people and viewers that we have, it makes it all worth it. And I'm happy to do it for everybody. I can't wait to get out to Phoenix and see what everybody's got because you're exactly right. There's going to be 2 whole weeks to get these things into shape and in race-ready form. So it's going to be a great race once we get out to Phoenix, Arizona. But Landon, that is going to do it for us tonight here on Speed Racing Network. I appreciate each and every one of you stopping by. And like I said before, please hit the subscribe button if you liked what you saw and hit that thumbs up as well so we know that you were liking the show. But like I said, for myself, Landon Cardulo, and everybody behind the scenes here at SRN, we want to wish you a good night and go faster.